they will have to do surgery no matter what it is. They will do surgery on her and have to remove the lump. And you don't want to think bad thoughts of it. You don't want to think it's cancer or it's something very rare. But these thoughts keep going through your mind because of everything you've seen around you, of your community, your friends dying, and children being so sick that I guess now that it's hit home, and it's one of my kids, it's really upsetting me.
Welcome to McFarland, California, the heartbeat of agriculture. We call it the heartbeat of the cancer cluster, the state of California. This is our American dream. Our homes have been built on a toxic dump site. When we moved into this neighborhood here in McFarland, we started watching that our neighbors were suffering some type of skin rashes and realized that we all had the same health problems.
My skin rashes started 3 years ago. First, they were small, then they were becoming bigger until they got to this size. And every time I go in the shower or something, they always puff up.
Can you show us? A couple of months after, started finding out that we had children being born with health problems, deformities. The problem with Jose is he doesn't have any fingers in his left hand.
Mi problema del niño, yo imagino que sean las químicas del trabajo, las químicas que trae el agua. Así me lo dijo el doctor.
¿Por qué no te has movido de aquí de McFarland?
Pues porque no nos han querido devolver nada de la casa, ni no hayamos quien la quiera comprar, porque por el mismo problema.
It was one afternoon when I heard my little girl crying inside the room. And I walked inside the room and she had a shoebox. And she got some flowers. And she put it around the shoebox. And she was just crying that her Barbie doll died of cancer. Her birthday was coming up and she tells me, Mom, I know I'm gonna die someday, but I do have a wish. She said, my birthday wish is I want clean water and dirt, and I want to be in my own home where I can play. And if I die of cancer, I want to die with my kittens, how they've been dying.
Well, we're in the Arches National Park, just outside of Moab, about 3 miles. And you're looking now towards the proposed site for the toxic incinerator and landfill. They had plans to build one with 3 more following.
The man who proposed this incinerator is an EPA, ex-EPA executive. The EPA, at the time he was in there, designed a program to mandate all waste had to be burned, and then Ruckelhaus and this character jumped ship and get into private business and set up their own incinerators. That's a real sleazy approach to governing. We got a piece of information that's an industry rap sheet on how to search out a community to site these incinerators, and we fit into a lot of the categories. They're looking for rural, fairly low education levels, high unemployment levels, oftentimes a strong religious backgrounding in a community, and we fit that by all outward appearances.
We are here today in front of the Chevron refinery with friends of ours all the way from Bhopal, India, to support us in our campaign against Chevron here. The reason that we are having this action as a result of the Chevron explosion in fire on April the 10th that sent toxic clouds of smoke into our communities are causing various health problems among residents.
The school called me April the 12th to come immediately. to pick up my son because his eyes had swollen, almost completely closed. They were red. His skin was covered completely with a rash. My son has seen a doctor about every day of the week. He's uncomfortable. He can't sleep. So what am I to do when the doctor bills goes up into thousands of dollars? Who's to say that my son will not have cancer?
We're clearly in an environmental crisis. Whether these hundreds of millions of pounds of toxic wastes need to continue to be produced, clearly not. Chevron was the largest industrial polluter of San Francisco Bay up until quite recently. CBE and Greenpeace and other environmental groups demanded a cleanup. CBE challenged Chevron's permit and won, and eventually negotiated a pollution prevention plan that cut 9/10 of the toxic discharge to the bay out of Chevron's discharge. It was a dramatic reduction, but even more important, the way that we did it was not by removing the pollutants from the wastewater and putting them somewhere else. What we actually did, or forced Chevron to do, was eliminate the toxic chemicals completely. Chevron was very